and welcome to this Astranti video. My name's James and today I am going to be taking you through our real world industry analysis document for the February 2019 OCS exams. And today in this video we are of course going to be looking at Trigg Adventure, the Foreland based retailer, designer and manufacturer of outdoor play equipment. What I would like to say about this video is that it is designed to be an accompaniment for our industry analysis pack. They are not designed to be separate. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to highlight and bring out some of the key points and key examples from our analysis which I think may be useful to you in your exam. We would, however, strongly recommend that you use both the video and the pack in conjunction with each other. So within Trigg Adventure's business, as usual for the OCS level, you are taking on the role of a finance officer within the company. And as you can see from this highlighted section, you're working within the company's finance department, principally responsible for preparing accounting information. However, you're often asked to perform other business-related tasks to help the company out. So there we are, we've established the role that you have within Trigg Adventure. So without further ado, we're going to dive into some of the content. And what we're going to start with is we're going to start with a brief overview of the history of playgrounds and playground equipment. And we'll look at how this is relevant to Trigg and the modern day industry. So the outdoor play equipment industry today encompasses two main areas, which are the domestic market and the commercial market, i.e. producing products for public playgrounds and producing smaller pieces of equipment for domestic use in people's gardens and areas like that. Now, in terms of the history of playgrounds and play equipment, this really began to develop in the 19th century. So in the 19th century, we see the idea of a playground begin to develop with increasing awareness of the benefits that such facilities can provide to children who had previously been playing in the streets and neighbourhoods surrounding their houses. So we see the first public playground being opened in Manchester in England in 1859. In Germany around the same time, in conjunction with the kindergarten movement, we also see playgrounds begin to develop, and these were often constructed around local schools. And they often took the form of piles of sand supervised by local policemen. And it was these German playgrounds, or sand gardens as they were known at the time, which provided the inspiration for the development of similar facilities in the United States, with the concept of playgrounds introduced to Boston in 1885, and the first supervised play area in the US, known as the Boston Sand Gardens, opened swiftly following this date in the city. Now, this period is an interesting one in the development of playground and equipment, as it sees the development of two key ideas which we will take throughout this industry pack and which are very much key to the modern day industry. And that is the idea of safety. So playgrounds were developed on the back of concerns of children playing in increasingly urbanized and industrialized cities. And the second of these were ideas that playgrounds acted as a developmental aid for children, providing them with things like good manners and a sense of fair play, as well as crucially being good for their health. And as I've said, these ideas, which are so intertwined with the origin of the playground, are key not only throughout the rest of the industry's history, but they are also key to the modern day industry and companies like Trigg. So moving into the 20th century, we see the development of playgrounds growing and gaining momentum. Now, this is increasingly fueled by the idea we've just talked about in terms of safety, with the development of the car a crucial factor here, meaning that it really wasn't safe for children to play on the streets anymore. And alongside this, we also see increasing development and momentum gained by the positive aspects in terms of child development provided by playgrounds. Moving on through the 20th century, we also see a number of sort of iconic playground pieces of equipment begin to be designed. We see the modern day adventure playground developed from junk playgrounds from the aftermath of the Blitz in London. While more specifically to playground equipment, we see the first jungle gym being developed in the early 1920s by a Chicago-based lawyer. And we see other equipment such as swings and slides developing in this period as well. In terms of applying this history to our pre-scene company Trigg Adventure, the two key things I think we can take from it are the points I made earlier about the developmental role of playgrounds and also safety. So starting with the developmental role of playgrounds, I think what this means really is that there will always be a continuing market for outdoor products of the nature produced by Trigg. While the industry may be coming under pressure from things like the influence of technology and the rise of indoor screen-based play, the benefits provided to children's development by these type of products will always place the industry in a relatively favourable position, as shown by the Fit Kids scheme in Foreland. The other of the key ideas from the industry's history is, of course, the idea of safety. This was one of the key motives behind the development of playgrounds originally, and it remains a key factor for companies like Trigg to consider. Essentially, their products must be safe for children to use. This must be a key consideration for companies, and any safety issues with products that cause injury to children would likely have a significantly detrimental impact for a company like Trigg. So we've reached the last section of our video, and to finish off today I'm going to run through a number of industry examples which are the type of thing that you can use in the course of your exam to demonstrate your wider knowledge of this industry. Now, the first example that I want to look at concerns British playground equipment manufacturer Wicksteed, who have recently designed and manufactured a bespoke playground for the Burj Khalifa, which I'm sure many of you will be aware is the world's tallest building situated in Dubai. So the playground is set to be used by the as part of the nursery for the building's residents, and was the result of months of design and consultation between the British-based manufacturer and developers in Dubai. The resulting playground is a bespoke design inspired by a range of factors from the artificial archipelagos off the Dubai coast all the way through to the Burj Khalifa building itself. Now, the reason that I wanted to highlight this example to you is it is a really good example of a number of factors. Firstly, it shows the potentially lucrative contracts that can be secured in the commercial market, and it shows the type of products that competition, so companies like Wicksteed, are producing for commercial customers. And secondly, it's really interesting in that it highlights the level of bespoke, singular design for commercial products that I've mentioned a few times before. This example really highlights the importance of designing specific playgrounds and specific equipment to fulfill specific customer needs and to take into account specific aspects of the customer that you are selling to. Having watched this sample, would like to take the opportunity to draw your attention to a few of the other products that Astranti offer in relation to the case study exams. Now, the first of these is a study text, and this study text is available for all three of the CIMA case study levels. This study text contains comprehensive advice on how to pass the relevant level case study exam. This is advice ranging from tips on how the exams are actually marked and what you need to do to get these marks, all the way through to actually writing style and other key advice. These study texts are then supplemented by course videos, and again these course videos touch on some of the key ideas that you need to abide by, that you need to be aware of when looking to pass your case study exams. For individual sittings, we then produce pre-scene analysis videos. Now these are a range of videos where an expert in the office dissects the pre-scene in minute detail, bringing out some of the key points that you need to be aware of and really giving you a thorough understanding of the company for you to take into your exam. These pre-scene analysis videos are then supplemented by our industry analysis pack. Now you'll be aware of this if you just watched our sample video, but essentially what this pack contains is an analysis on the industry behind the fictional case study company. So we look at the industry itself, competitors, things like that, really dig into detail here so you don't have to do this as part of your revision. And then crucially, we compare this to the case study company. So what we have here is a video that you've just seen a sample of, but the main thing we produce in this regard is an industry analysis document. On top of these products, we then produce mock exams. So there'll be a range of different mock exams for each case study sitting. And these are designed to be as real life as possible, as close to the real life exam as possible. So we provide not only a range of mock questions, but we also provide comprehensive, detailed model solutions, if you like. So you can compare your answers with the model solutions produced by our experts in-house. On top of this, you can then also choose to have the solutions that you create to our mock exams marked and then personalized feedback provided by CIMA qualified accountants. Now, on top of all these options, we also offer a comprehensive masterclass. And what this masterclass is really good for is those sorts of people who maybe have decided to study for the exam at the last minute, or those of you who just want a sort of comprehensive overview of everything that the exam will cover. And so these are comprehensive recordings which you can either watch live or which you can watch as recordings, covering everything you need to know about the exam. And finally, we do have a lot of confidence in the quality of our material. So if you purchase our full course pack, and if you don't pass your exam, unfortunately, using this pack, then we will offer you a pass guarantee. Essentially, we will provide you with free materials for the next course sitting. So all that's left for me to say is once again, thank you very much for watching this video and best of luck in your exam from everyone here at Astranti.